Hello and welcome everybody. My name's Rose Smith from AbsoluteSoulSecrets.com and I'm here to do this week's Pick a Card Tarot reading. Okay, so it's for the week commencing the 19th of October 2020. It's really very simple. Just pick a number between 1 and 5 and I will do a psychic tarot interpretation for you. Okay, if you get confused and you don't know what number to pick, you can just pick 2 or 3 if you want, but it's better if you pick 1, but if you really can't decide, then pick 2. If you pick 5, it'll probably be a bit confusing for you. Okay, if you're new, please consider subscribing to my channel and hit that notification bell right now. I do things a little bit differently. I like to have a clairvoyant vision before I turn the card over because I find that you get a fuller picture of what's going on that way. Okay, so let's go to the board now. Have you got your numbers? Okay, I've got mine. So let's start. Card number 1. Card number 1. That card there is standing out to me. Okay, so closing my eyes now. What do I see for card number 1 for the week commencing October 19, 2020? It's a little bit chaotic. There's a lot of things happening here, a lot of activity. I keep seeing cupboard doors being opened and closed, opened and closed, opened and closed, like multiple times. There's a bit of darkness here, so it is hard to see. I'm wondering if you're having issues with money. It reminds me of looking in the kitchen cupboards and they're bare. I think there was an old nursery rhyme, something about that. I just don't recall, but it's like putting food on the table can be difficult sometimes. So that suggests that there's some issue with money. The card that comes up is the Two of Wands. Okay, so this is about the restrictions in your life. But you'll see this week there is a light at the end of the tunnel because there's a way to get out of those restrictions, okay? It's not easy, as in you still have to take some action. It's not like, the heavens open and you win the lottery or something like that. No, you need to take some action here to step out of the restrictions. But the good thing is that it will be easier this week. And with Wands, Two of Wands, you're likely to be feeling more motivated or inspired to step out of your restrictions. Okay, these can be about money, as the vision suggested, but they can also be about other things as well. They could be self-imposed restrictions where your own belief systems are keeping you hemmed in. Okay, that's card number 1. That was my card. Okay, card number 2. Card number 2 for this week, commencing 19th of October 2020. What do I see? Okay, similar but not the same. There's a lot more light here for card number 2. Cupboard doors being opened, and there is more in these cupboards. And it's not just about food. There's other sorts of things, and I feel like creative juices are flowing. So you might be feeling more creative this week if you've picked card number 2, and perhaps there's the beginnings of an idea, a creative idea in your mind. The card is the Ace of Swords. This is a new beginning for you. You need to make some decisions about it, though. There's lots of new life here with these butterflies and different colours, different types of new life. So this could be indeed a creative project. There are some mountains in the background which suggest challenges, but hey, that's life. Whenever you're doing anything, whether it's creative or not, there's always some other things that you have to think out and sort out in order to do it. But Spirit is giving you a hand this week, and the ability to decide and to cut off the things that no longer serve you so that you can move on to a new beginning if you've picked card number 2. You may even meet somebody like this with the Swords energy. It could be a professional person, maybe a lawyer, accountant, or somebody who is extremely logical or analytical, and they'll make decisions just based upon the facts. Card number 3. Card number 3 for the week commencing 19th of October 2020, going with that card there. Closing my eyes, what do I see? Something about hairy legs. Your legs need shaving if you shave your legs. Or maybe it's an issue. Maybe you don't want to shave your legs anymore and you might let them go furry for winter because it's warmer. That's what I do. In the winter time, I don't bother. And so I know this is just a silly thing, but that's what I see about hairy legs. Anything else for card number 3? Steps, action steps to be taken. There's a baby in my arms, and this could be an actual baby, a real physical baby, or it could be a new life-changing project or job that you're about to take on. It needs a lot of nurturance, this new job or project, but it will change your life, or an actual physical baby around you. The card that comes up is the Hierophant. This is all about the getting of knowledge, okay? Your new baby could be a course of study that will add to your qualifications and change your life in that way. Study and knowledge, of course, are very important. They are key. This is her book of life with 2 keys in it, and it's almost like it's destiny that some of you go and do further study. I feel around that there will be changing career. The career pathway is changing to another industry perhaps. She's holding a key in her hand. She's dressed in red because that means take action about it. Don't just sit there and think about it, actually do it. The very important thing about knowledge is it needs to be practical and it needs to be applied. And in order to successfully apply knowledge, we need wisdom, okay? Unfortunately, wisdom just doesn't come down from on high. Usually experience gives us wisdom, and that's how we learn, okay? So putting your knowledge into practice and doing something with it will help you gain further wisdom. Let's have a look at number 4. Number 4, I haven't even got my eyes closed and I see stars in the sky. Looking to spirit for advice and guidance, okay? I see comets flying past, and that is like a sign from the heavens that Spirit hears your prayers or, you know, your desires even. I'm going to go with that card there. Closing my eyes now. Anything else for card number 4? Yeah, I see chains on doors, opportunities that were previously closed to you are now opening. The chains are coming off. This could be as simple as, you know, your belief system, what you think about yourself. Maybe you don't feel that confident or comfortable, and perhaps, you know, there's some anxiety about making decisions. But, you know, recently I've formed the opinion that in order to do something, that 50% of the equation is confidence. So if you can work on building your own confidence, you're halfway there. So in order to do that, what you want to do is take some small tasks that you can win with a little bit of effort, just 10% of effort, and just gradually keep winning and winning and winning. So maybe try doing things that you haven't done before, play solitaire on the easy level and graduate up, and things like that. Things where you can have wins, and that will help build your confidence. Okay, this card is the Tower. If you've picked card number 4, something's going to come crashing down to earth this week. The Tower is a concept or a belief system or an idea you had about something, and it's not going to work out. If you had been listening to your intuition, see the eye in the sky of mind here. If you've been listening to your intuition, you already know about this. You would have had the feeling that there's some red flags, that things weren't working out properly, and that, you know, something might come to an end. And again, it could be your own belief system that you realise that what you thought something was, you're changing your mind now. It's not as it appeared to be. And people lie all the time, unfortunately, sadly. And I remember there was a movie in the 70s, 1973 I think it was, called Excalibur, Excalibur the Sword of Truth. And Merlin the magician said, whenever you lie, you murder some part of the world. And what that refers to is your world, your inner world. you kill off your own energy if you're not honest, you know. The worst lies, of course, are the lies we tell ourselves. So it might be that we realise that we've been lying to ourselves in some way this week. It's happening for the best, that something finish, so that something new can begin. If you pick card number 4, it's going to be okay. It'll in fact be better. The king, his crown is toppling, okay? The person that you've looked up to, or the idea that you've looked up to, is not what you thought it was going to be. Okay, card number 5. Card number 5, I'm going to go with that one. Closing my eyes now. What do I see for everyone for card 5? October 19, 2020. I get the colour blue, which has been around a lot lately. This is quite a deeper blue than what I've been seeing. This suggests that deep down in the subconscious there's a lot happening down that you might feel sort of a little bit uncomfortable, or you're aware that something's not quite smooth sailing deep down within, and there could be sort of rumbles or something underneath the surface. And so something is coming up. It's probably not coming up this week, but it's just a feeling of, not all is as it looks, you know, at the moment. And so something is rising. Better out than in, I say. And as soon as you find out, the better. And the card that comes up is the Justice card. This is natural law, Lore. Actually, interestingly, just before I started this reading, I've been called for jury service. Oh my God. And so I've written back and asked to be excused. So I just had to write to the courthouse, and I had to write to the Justice Department, all this, you know, asking to be excused because I'm in my own business. We got in, I don't know, in the States, but in Australia, there's different categories you can apply to be, to be recused, they call it. So it's interesting that this card has just come up because it's all about justice. And you'll see here, this is natural law, Lore, not human law. But if you do have a legal matter, this card will help you. She's dressed in black because she doesn't know the outcome. That's why she has to weigh up the evidence in front of her. She has an owl here on her shoulder because she listens to her own intuition, okay, and that guides her. There's a sword here for making a decision, and she's going to make a decision one way or the other and come down on the side of natural law, Lore. Your concepts of human law, LAW, can be very much challenged because often human LAW refers to how much money you have and how much you can pay for your lawyers and things like that. So it's not exactly fair nowadays, sadly. Now you'll see here that she's also seated on red, and there's red curtains up the top here. This is about taking action. So it's important once you weigh up and make a decision that you take action, keep your feet on the ground. But justice will be done. This is generally a positive card if you've done the right thing or you haven't done anything wrong. This is a positive card, and it says that spirit is on your side. Okay, so I hope I am recused because it's 4 weeks. My God, sitting in a courthouse for 4 weeks. It's, not something I could do anyway. And so these are the cards. So wands, swords, and 3 major arcana. So this sort of suggests this week is a fairly important week for a lot of people. It's not just, maintenance and domesticity, staying at home doing your thing. There's big currents afoot in the cosmic oceans this week that are moving things around. Now, I'll just close my eyes and see if there's anything else for everybody for this week. Okay, looking at the week commencing October 19, 2020, what do I see? I see a mirror, holding a mirror up to my face. Okay, so this means that whatever I encounter in the outside world is reflected back to me, okay? And it's actually reflecting a part of my own subconscious, and it's reflected back to me. So I can see that deep down in my shadow side of my subconscious that, you know, there's other things going on. I get, I see a shark now, like a really big prehistoric shark coming up from the deep. Luckily, he doesn't have many teeth. He's toothless, so that's good. But this is something coming up from the subconscious, which is actually frightening. And people are very nervous, anxious, frightened at the moment. It might be that your fears are not founded because this shark does not have teeth. I was going to say he does not have feet. So he doesn't. The shark, the fear, does not have feet, so it's not grounded in practical reality, and he doesn't have teeth, so he can't kill you the way that, you know, sharks normally do. And he doesn't want to. He's actually not inclined to kill, but he is coming up through the very depths. This is like a primitive instinct that's been roused. And just stop and think. When you feel it, now here's the thing. We've all got these instincts, okay? It's normal and it's healthy to have instincts, but it's really important that you run your instincts through a logical brain, okay? So think logically, and how you come at the truth is through your intuition and your feelings and your logical capability in your mind, okay? So, you know, you might hear on the news different things, and sometimes it just doesn't make sense. If it doesn't make sense, it's probably not true, because all of those things need to be in alignment to find the truth, okay? So often a lot of what we hear these days are mistruths, misinformation and disinformation that is actually being promulgated by Russian bots, okay, or Chinese even, perhaps. Not even perhaps, definitely. Chinese and Russian bots, North Korean bots, and there's a few other countries as well. Iran has been mentioned recently in Australia as being very active online with sowing misinformation and disinformation. Okay, and that's just a few countries, there's more than that. Okay, anything else for this week to tell everybody? Try not to worry. If you find yourself feeling nervous, I've had sort of feelings of anxiety around 4 o'clock in the morning the last 3 nights in a row, and it keeps waking me up. And I'm doing renovations, and this morning I was awake at 4 because the kitchen is looking this much too tall. Okay, the bench on the kitchen bench is this much too tall and it doesn't feel right, and it woke me up. And when I went and looked at it, I thought, oh, it's not that bad actually. Why am I making a big mountain out of a molehill? But you know what? I think the fact that it's happened for 3 days in a row, I'm picking up on general anxiety in the collective. It's really nothing to do with my renovations. They're just a trigger to make me look at the anxiety. And I think what I'm getting is the general anxiety in the community, okay? And people, and so you might do that. You might displace in your mind the actual reason for the feeling and put it onto something else. Displace it onto something else, less threatening, like the kitchen bench, for example. So I hope you follow my drift there, what I'm saying. Okay. I get the letter Y, and I think it's standing for the word why, W-H-Y. Okay, ask the question why. Okay, it's really important to ask questions and not just to accept what other people tell you. Even what I tell you, ask in yourself why. Okay, and if there's a situation, you know, try and get to the bottom of it, because what's going on in the outside world is actually a reflection of what's going on deep down in the shadow side of our own subconscious. Okay, so that's it. I hope you found this helpful. If you're new, please consider subscribing to my channel and hit that notification bell right now. Okay, have a wonderful and insightful week. I'm sure a lot of things are coming to light over the next month or two. And we're going to be looking back at this and going, oh my God, you know, we'll be going, oh wow, who would have thought? And then, you know, in hindsight is a wonderful thing. You look back and you say, oh, that piece and that piece of the puzzle, and they all fit together. So I think there's information coming out in the next several months that is going to be a bit more mind-blowing, if that's possible. Okay, thanks again, everyone, and have a wonderful week, and I shall see you again soon. Okay, bye for now. Thanks so much for watching. Please visit my website, absolutesoulsecrets.com, for all things spiritual. Have a lovely day.